friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For today's video, we are going to be writing out the last paycheck budget for September for my husband. This is his paycheck number 4, so the very last paycheck of September. The paycheck date is going to be September 28th, so we are going to look at all of the bills that fall between September 28th and October, let's see, let me flip to my October calendar here and see what the first paycheck in October is. So October 5th will be the first paycheck in October. So we're looking at all of the bills and things that fall within that time period. I'm going to write my bills in here under my checking section. For those of you who have maybe never watched a video of mine before, what you are looking at is my paycheck budget worksheet. I created this for myself. I do have the printable worksheet for sale on my Etsy shop if you are interested in getting something like this for your own budget. This design is the design for September, but my paycheck budget worksheet isn't dated, so you can use it any month of the year. I have other designs as well. If you're not into this pattern, maybe you would like to see a fun yellow, you can get this one as well as what do I have for October? Might as well just do a whole little show and tell here. My October version is this fun spider print if you're into that for Halloween, but I also have worksheets in this fun autumn leaves pattern as well if you're more into that. I have the paycheck budget worksheets individually, or I have various bundles that you can get, so definitely check out my Etsy shop if you are into that. But I am using my September printable here for the last paycheck in September. My husband works in the plumbing industry as a sewer and drain cleaner. He is our primary source of income, though you will see later on this week a budget for my income. I have a little side hustle here with my Etsy shop as well as my YouTube channel here. I make a very small amount of money, but that we're going to budget separate in a different video. For today, we're focusing on my husband's paycheck. So I don't disclose my husband's income, so I'm not going to write in a total here under this income section, but that is what you would typically do. You would write in your estimated income, and then you'd go ahead and budget it out. And then, of course, when the actual paycheck comes in, you can write in the actual amounts and see, you know, how closely you can stick to that budget. So I'm going to start with this checking section. I use this checking section to write in anything that I'm going to pay with my checking account, with my debit card, and that's primarily our bills for the week. So I have not yet written in my October calendar for my October bills, but I know that the first week in October I have to pay my lot rent. My husband and I own our mobile home. It is a single wide mobile home. We paid it off last spring, but we live in a mobile home community, also known as a trailer park, and we do have to pay to rent the lot that the home is on. And the amount that we budget for that is $527. I do still intend to film a video on mobile home living and the pros and cons in terms of finances with that. I know you guys have been requesting that video. My family and I had COVID, so it kind of pushed all of our plans a little bit, but I do promise to get you guys that video hopefully sometime in October. So for now, just know we pay $527 a month for lot rent, and that's due this week, so that's going to come out of my husband's paycheck. We also pay our water bill, and for that I'm going to budget $50. And we have our cable provider. This is cable TV and internet. We actually have a deal through our mobile home community that gets us cable TV and high-speed internet for less than what we were paying for high-speed internet on its own. And so I'm going to budget $65 for that. So that should be everything. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. That's going to do it for my checking section. So let me really quickly just add this up. So we have $527 for the lot rent, plus $50, plus $65 for a total of $642 in my checking account section. So that's going to stay in the bank for me to be able to pay all of these things. A lot of the other things, though, for my budget come out in cash. So that includes my cash envelopes. This is money that I'm going to pull out of the bank to keep in cash to cover all of our variable expenses, essentially. So this is going to be our food. So this is any groceries or eating out that we do, as well as any household items throughout the week. And if you watched my budget results from last week, or my budget check-in, I don't know what I titled that video, you would know that I overspent. I don't know where that worksheet even went. Here it is. I overspent on food last week. Being that we had COVID, we had to do a lot of deliveries and tips and things. So I'm actually starting out the week with a negative $154 for food. So I need to pay that $154 plus give us money for groceries and whatnot for the week. So I'm actually just going to budget $250 so that we will hopefully be more than covered for everything that we need. So I'm not going to pull it all out in cash. I'm going to pull out the difference, but the amount that I'm going to take from this paycheck is $250 total. So I could have broken it up, right, and said that part of it would stay in the checking account to cover what I put on a credit card from last week, and the rest could be in food or in cash, but it's semantics. It doesn't matter really in the end. As long as everything is paid, I'll be happy. So $250 for food. For my husband's spending money, we're gonna do $40 as always. I give him $40 cash at the start of the week to spend on whatever he wants throughout the week. Likewise, I get $40. My son Austin, who is 13, gets an allowance, and he's earning $10 a week right now. What else? Sorry, you guys, my brain fog is real. So we've got gas for our car. We're going to do $50 for gas. And then for miscellaneous, this is just a miscellaneous 20 I like to keep in my wallet for anything else that comes up throughout the week. So that is everything. I'm just going to go ahead and add this up. $250 plus 40 plus 40 plus 10 plus 50 plus 20. $410 here. Alrighty. For sinking funds, if you're not familiar with sinking funds, they are little mini savings accounts. Things that we know are coming up throughout the year that we want to be prepared for. So rather than wait until those things come up and then have to scramble around to find the money to pay them, we just like to set aside little bits of money each week for those things that inevitably come up. Once again, I'm not going to add a ton into sinking funds. I didn't add a ton last week. I'm not adding a ton this week because we need to kind of make up the difference with that food overspending and whatnot. I will go back to focusing again on sinking funds next week, but for this week, we're just going to add a little bit of money to my sinking funds. I'm going to put a little bit into hunting and a little bit into medical. These are kind of like the things that I want to focus on this week. So for hunting, I just want to add $50. And then for medical, I need to take a look and see what the negative amount is that we have in medical. We really could have used our medical sinking fund this past week with COVID, and we didn't have a whole lot in there. So yeah, there's cash in here right now that actually needs to be deposited to the bank. We haven't been able to leave our house because we've been isolated, so the actual amount that we have in our medical fund is negative $47.36. So I want to make this a positive number, so I'm going to add $50 to our medical fund as well, and that's going to do it for our sinking funds for the week. Like I said, next week hopefully we can go back to really bulking up our sinking funds, but with my husband being out of work all last week and things kind of being crazy with the overspending, I can't afford to put much more into sinking funds this week. So that's $100 into sinking funds. I'm also not going to add anything in extra debt. We're just not in a position to do that with my husband's paycheck this week, so we're not going to add anything into extra debt at all this week. So that's a look at the overarching plan for the week. We're just going to get our bills paid. We're going to take care of our spending, put a little bit into sinking funds, but not a whole lot. And that's just kind of how we're going to make things work with everything that's been going on. So now what I'm going to do is fill in my totals section here. I'm going to leave the income section blank since I don't disclose my husband's income. For checking, we said $642. For cash envelopes, $410. For sinking funds, $100. Nothing to extra debt. So let me just really quickly add this up. Oh, actually, I'll do that off camera. So I'll take the income amount and I will subtract out everything that we spent. And whatever we have remaining then will go into savings. So a large portion of that will be rollover into next week. We're really grateful for our rollover amount or our buffer amount that's in our account because that's really helping us out this week, considering everything that's gone on. And then I also have a savings challenge. The Pirate Booty Savings Challenge. This is my last week to add money to that challenge, and I am woefully short of my goal, so I want to add at least something. We're going to do $20 into our Pirate Booty Savings Challenge for that. So now what I need to do is figure out what cash I need to pull out of the bank so I can stuff my cash envelopes. So to do that, I'm going to use my cash breakdown worksheet. This is another one of the worksheets from my Etsy shop, and we're going to figure out what cash we need. So the cash categories I have here are my cash envelopes, my sinking funds, and then that Pirate Booty Savings Challenge. So I'm just going to write those categories in. Food, my husband, myself, Austin, gas, miscellaneous, we've got hunting, medical, and then pirates. So for food we said $250. I'm just going to, let's see, what am I going to do in terms of cash? You know what, I'll just pull it all out in cash for now, and I will kind of true everything up at the end of the month with what needs to be paid to a credit card and what we spend in the grocery store. I'm just going to pull it all out in cash for now. So I'm going to do two $100 bills and a 50, just because I'm going to confuse myself otherwise. For my husband's spending, we said $40, and for that we're going to do two 20s. For my spending, we're going to do $40. That's also two 20s. Austin's going to get 10, so for that we'll do a 10. For gas, we're going to do 50. I'll do two 20s and a 10 for that. Miscellaneous is going to be a 20. Hunting is going to get 50, so we'll do a $50 bill. Medical is going to get 50 for a $50 bill. And then for my Pirate Booty Savings Challenge, which, if I did not mention, is a fun savings challenge from my friend Marlene over at Snow Gardener 307, we're going to do $20. And for that, we're going to do a 20. So let me add up the amounts quickly. 250 plus 40 plus 40 plus 10 plus 50 plus 20 plus 50 plus 50 plus 20. $530 is what I need to pull out of the bank. I'm just going to really quickly double check that math. Okay, 530, so then let's do the total value of bills. So we didn't do any 1s or 5s this time. We did 2 10s, that's a total of 20. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 20s, that's 160. 3 50s, that's 150. And 2 $100 bills, that's $200. So for the total value of bills, we have 530 as well. So that's all good to go. So I'm going to go ahead, go to the bank, pull out the cash that I need, and then I'll come back and we'll stuff the cash envelopes for the week. Okay, so because I did not go to the bank last week because we were in isolation, or the week before, I had plenty of cash on hand to be able to pull the cash I needed for my cash envelopes. Though not quite in the denominations that I had originally planned. I wanted to take 2 $100 bills. I didn't have 2 $100 bills, so instead I took 50s for that. But I have $530 in cash here, and we're going to go ahead really quickly and stuff these cash envelopes. So let me just count really quick, make sure I have the proper amount of cash, not quite the right denominations, but I'm just going to make it work. 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 520, 530. So that is what I was supposed to have. This is all going to work out just fine. So for my cash envelopes, I need to look at what my starting balances are here on my weekly check-in. So I'm just going to pull that page out just so I can make sure everything is as expected. So for food, we're adding 250. According to my weekly check-in here, we should have a total of a negative 154 in there. So that means it should be empty. And if we look here in my wallet, my food envelope, you can see that it is empty. We did some overspending last week. If you want to hear all of the details on that, you can check out my video from yesterday, which I will link in a card above. But so 154 of this food budget is technically already spent, and that just is what it is. So I'm going to put a total of 250 in here. And I will true everything up kind of at the end of the month. So 50, 100, 50, 200, $250 going into my food envelope. For now, I will true it up later. So that takes care of food. I'm just going to highlight this, make sure I know that I added that cash. For my husband's spending, we did $40. I'm just going to set this off to the side for him, so that he has his spending money for the week. I don't keep track of his spending money on my weekly check-in, so I don't know what he has left over. I'm assuming he has all of his cash from last week left over because he hasn't left the house. But that's up to him to take care of. I don't worry about what he has or what he's spent. That's all on him. My spending, though, I know that at the end of the week I had $93 remaining in my envelope, so let's just make sure that's what I have here. 50, 70, 90, 91, 92, 93, and I'm going to go ahead and add 40 more, 220s here, and that gives me a total of 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 31, 32, 33, 133. Let me just make sure that's right. So I had 93 plus 40 is 133. Okay, so that's all set. My spending money is good to go. Should probably be filling this weekly check-in in as I go, but I will do that off camera once we're finished here. I know this video is all over the place. I apologize. It's very different than how I usually do it, but this whole last few weeks has been very different. So Austin's allowance, $10. I'm going to put that off to the side for him. That takes care of that. For gas money, according to my weekly check-in here, my envelope should have $18 in it. 10, 15, 16, 17, $18. So that's accurate. And we're going to add 50 more to bring it back up to 68. 50, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68. Perfect. Sometimes, you guys, the budget process isn't pretty and it doesn't all work out perfectly. You're just kind of scrambling to make numbers work, and that's definitely been the case for these past couple of weeks. So that's gas money. For miscellaneous, my weekly check-in here says I should have $40 in my miscellaneous envelope, which I do, and we're going to add 20 more. So that's going to bring it up to 60. So that is that. And that's actually the last of my cash envelopes, so I can put my wallet away. Go ahead and mark this off. And then I can pull in my sinking funds for the rest here. So for hunting, we're going to add $50. So I'm just going to flip through until I find my hunting envelope. My hunting envelope right now has $46 in it, and we're going to add 50 more. I don't even know what the date is. September 28th. We're going to deposit 50. And that's going to bring us up to, what, $96? So I'm just going to add 50 here. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96. Okay. So that takes care of hunting. And then we just have medical, which is in a weird place right now because it says I have a negative balance, but I have cash in here. I'm just waiting until I can get this balance up to 0, and then I'll deposit this cash and pay that credit card that medical expense is sitting on. So we're adding 50 more today. Which should bring it up to a positive number here. So $47.36 plus 50, $97.36 is what it should be. No, wait, no, that's not right, because this is negative $47.36 plus 50. So $2.62 is what it'll be. I'm just going to go ahead and make this an even $3 because I don't mess with change. I don't know why I did that. So that $50 goes in here. I'll get some change. I'll make sure that the $3 goes in here and the rest of this goes to the bank to cover this medical expense that's on a credit card right now. So give me just a second to make some change here. Just going to do it that way. Now my medical fund is all trued up. There's only $3 in there, but I can cover that medical expense. So that is good news. I know that was probably confusing to some of you. This video is all over the place, but it is what it is. It's just sometimes the budget process is a little ugly. So took care of hunting, took care of medical. The only thing I have left to take care of then is my Pirate Booty Savings Challenge with that last $20. And what did I do with my Pirate Booty envelope? That's a very good question. Give me just a second to find that. Okay, there it is. It was on the floor. So my Pirate Booty Savings Challenge is a fun savings challenge from my friend Marlene over at Snow Gardener 307. I've been putting little bits of money away every week for this challenge. My goal, I'm just going to go ahead and add this 20. My goal for this challenge is $180. And right now, let's see, what do I have here? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 10. So I'm $70 short of my goal. Month's not quite over yet. We're going to kind of see what I have left in my cash envelopes at the very end of the month and see if we can't come up with this full 180 for this fund. But for now, we added $20 more. So I'm going to color in 2 jewels. This is the fun coloring page that came with the printable. It's a whole 6-page printable you can get from Snow Gardener 307 on Etsy. I have it linked down below. If you use the coupon code BootyBooty, you can get it for just $1. All 6 pages. So it's a lot of fun, and I've really been enjoying participating in this challenge. I was so excited when Marlene invited me to join the challenge. I do it a little bit differently than what she intended when she created it, but that's the great thing about these savings challenges. You can really do them any way that you want, as long as they are inspiring you to save money, which is kind of the point of savings challenges. So yeah, that's exciting. Hopefully we can come up with the rest of this cash and color in this entire page at a later date, but for now we're just gonna stick with this $110 that we've got going on. So that is it for my video. You guys, I know it was all over the place. I'm so sorry. I will get myself back in order and organized and situated for the next one, but I just had to spend a couple of videos cleaning up my mess from last week with you know, being sick and all of that. It's just kind of the way it worked out. But I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. Check out Marlene's YouTube channel and her Etsy shop, as well as my Etsy shop if you're interested in my printables. Every penny that I make from my Etsy shop is going straight towards paying off my debt. So if you want to help me in my debt-free journey, I encourage you to check out my printables. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!